There we go. Things work. Do. That's right, Goosey. Alright. And let's see if I remember how the hell to do anything. Okay. There we go. Hello, everybody. Hello. How we doing? It's been a while. Ghostly, oh my gosh. I know that guy. It's been a long time. It's been a hot minute. Hello, hey, Sensu. Hello, Ghostly. How you doing? Let's hope things work. I have to do extra things when it's hot, like it is today. The computer does its best to try to crash on me, so we're gonna see how this goes. Cryptid, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Cryptid, go. You don't you don't have to be here. You can go relax. Good Lord. All right, let's see here. What do we got? How we looking? I got a visuals temp wise. Is the world on fire? Okay. All right. I think we're okay. Yeah, it's hot. It's very hot. There's short sleeves today. Girl life been wild. And how you doing, Ghostly? How's it been? You've been busy, I'm sure. I'm sure all of you have been busy, honestly. Um okay. This is your relaxation. Okay, good. As long as you're relaxing. Jesus. Okay. We're going to see, let's see if hopefully things don't start crashing on me. Where'd my Oh no, okay. I have my fans set on maximum. So in theory, the point is that it's supposed to keep everything under control is what I'm trying to do, but it's fighting me. It's definitely fighting me. Anytime it gets hot like this, it just I don't know what it is about Max and OBS and heat, but it does not like it. Sensei, when I tell you my hasn't had a filler episode, you haven't had a filler episode in over a week? Yeah. So every day, or life hasn't, yeah, your life. So you've been firing on all cylinders, it sounds like. Oh, snap. Well, I mean, that's good, right? Hopefully it's good and not, like, bad. But hopefully it's good things, or at least neutral things. You got lots going on. Yeah. I mean, she's been wildin'. Hey, better wild than bored, but that's good. That's good, Ghostly. These are good things. Hopefully. Yeah, I was gonna say the last 3 weeks. I definitely have not had many filler episodes the last 3 weeks, but it's been exhausting. I'm still fucking tired. Ghostly has very much been in the adult world. Okay, people say crazy things to. wait, what, Ghostly? I mean, yes, people do say crazy things. People are crazy. Adults are crazy. Adults are just children with power and authority, and a better ability at bullshit to be able to pretend like they know what's going on. Wild type shipping. What? Okay, all right. I mean, people are crazy. These 30-year-old men, no filters. Yeah, that's not surprising. That's not surprising at all. I mean, did you expect 30-year-old men to have filters? Is that a thing do you expect adults? I mean, they don't. Oh, not at my workplace. Interesting. I mean, well, you're like around a bunch of military people. They talk shit all the time, don't they? Yeah, I was like, but that's my bad military. Not in the military. I mean, I don't know, man. Some of my dad's stories about the shit that they would get up to in the army was pretty wild. I mean, maybe you're not just, I mean, you're not going to like go talk back to your drill sergeant or like, your commanding officer, but I don't know if some of the march songs that my dad used to teach me were not okay. Like deeply inappropriate. Like, so I don't know, man. I guess my assumption was always like they said some surly shit. Okay, they only talk shit. That's the primary language, is what I mean. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I figured all the March songs are like that. I mean, that's what I mean. I do not my experience with the military is that they do not have filters. That is like the only time they have filters is in front of like when they're doing when they're doing what do you call it? Like, you know, when you actually dress up and have to look dignified, but other than that it's just salty shit. Ghostly has evidently entered the fold as a camera person. They have brought me in, and now I hear things. Oh, okay. Yep, you're getting the. You're one of the group now. You're learning very quickly, Ghostly, about this is how documentary filmmaking works. So once they stop realizing that you're just this strange person with a camera, and they start you treating you like you're not a camera person, they will just start to confide in you and say crazy shit. That is true. You're not wrong, Ghostly. I've had a few experiences. I've had a few experiences like that, where all of a sudden you're one of the gang, and now you're like you feel like you're being brought in and complicit in crimes or something. Where they tell you things that they should definitely not be telling you. These are things I cannot tell you on a public forum, but another time. Okay, yeah, it figures. Yeah, they, yeah, yep. Just that's true. Yeah. Ghostly's learning. Ghostly's also you're getting your first lesson in spycraft too. This is how spy works. Being a spy works as well, because you can get some wild. I could have. Yep. There. Yep. I could have several people found. Yep. Yep. But you're one of the cool. You're one of the cool kids now. So now they can. But we won't do that because hey man, snitches get stitches. You don't. Yeah. But we won't do that because that wouldn't be a bro move. Yeah, don't you gotta stay a bro. Once a bro, always a bro, Ghostly. It's good to know. It's good to know that you're learning bro code. You say that now. Yeah, until you start strutting around with like pop collars and, you know, being like a full on frat bro, I think we're good. I think you're gonna be fine. I think you're okay. You start popping your collars. That might just be a frat bro thing, and that might also just be from my time in college. I don't know. I don't know if they still do that. I imagine that they do, but I will not lie. You were scandalized, or well, yeah, that's. I'm sure you were. I have no doubt whatever beans they spilled to you were. Yeah, yes, Ghostly. Yeah, you're just taking your first step into a larger world. Okay, so you're getting the dirt on everybody. That's good. These are all good steps. These are steps. Most of life is a scandal, Ghostly. Most of I think most of the time when you start like engaging with groups of people, you're gonna find out it's all tea and all scandal. That's generally everything. Social relationships, at least properly functioning ones, are all. It's like old tribes and mobile debts. You know, it's all just scandal now. But that's good. I'm glad that it's that, you know, it seems like you're having a good time, hopefully. I mean, getting all the dirt and the scandals and all that. It sounds like a blast. All I shall say in the public eye, a new phrase I have canned regarding the men of the military. The only things they need are legal and that sounds like a Marine. That yeah, 100 yeah, that the only things they need are legal and breedable. Yep. That's a Marine. That sounds like Marine lingo. That's very funny. That's very funny. That's all they look for? Yeah, probably. You're also dealing with it. Well, I guess if you're talking about men in their 30s too, you're probably talking about like drill sergeants and older military men too, not just. I was gonna be like, well, they're like dumb kids in the military are probably thinking they're probably like that, but no. Now that I think about it, it does it does it probably does reinforce a culture of being a dog. One might of what one might call them. Nope, so grown, so very grown. Yeah, Ghostly. This might come as news to you, but grown-ups don't exist. They just do not. It's not a thing. It is a pretension. It is a thing that we convince ourselves of. But these are not real things. Grown-ups are not. Yeah, my view of reality has been shattered. Yeah, that's now. I'm trying to think back on it. It's like some men do grow out of that. Some men grow out of that. Some men were never in that. I'm trying to look at I definitely know a few. The problem is I hang around a bunch of arty people, so they don't always fit into that bucket, but they're all art nerds and stuff. But when I go visit my buddy who just got out of the army, when I hear him talk about the guys he was with, they definitely are a little. I think the culture probably lends itself to that general disposition. Do I want to ask which some? I mean, I don't. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's definitely good old boy vibes. Definitely good old boy vibes for sure. Look, I pick at them. I adore my people. I love my meatheads dearly. A lot of sweethearts amongst a lot of sweet. So wait, are you trying to say a lot of sweethearts amongst the whores? Oh, ghostly. That's very funny. Oh, that's funny. Oh. Jesus. Throwing shade. Hey, there ain't no shame. There ain't no shame, man. Hey, man. Some people are promiscuous, and that's how you live your best life, man. Ain't no shame in that. Not gonna sex shame anybody for that, but yes, there. I'm sure there are some of the best people I have ever known have some of the kindest people I've ever known too have been like that. They're just, it's like they got Keanu Reeves vibes. You would be at a party and they would just sit there and they're just very gentle, kind people. And then the next thing you know, there's 4 people just on top of them. And you're like, oh, I guess that's how that's going. So, hey, I love them regardless. Just keep that over there. Ghostly, don't want none. Thanks. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But you are learning that it's a hey man, at least it's happening over there. And a lot of places it's that entire. Is that true? I know that statistically people are just not interested in intimacy and romance or sex and that stuff in that way, but when I hear certain kids talk, it does not sound like it, but I might be wrong. But I know statistically there's supposed to be a whole trend that no one's interested in that anymore. Or at least that's articles I read, think pieces. I don't know how true they are though. But well, Ghostly, it's a big world out there. I'm glad you're at least. Are you? I'm assuming you're not filming this stuff, but hopefully, what else? Yeah, what are we working on? Yeah, what are all you working on? Well, Cryptid, I hope, is just fucking relaxing. Love that for the Ace crew. That's yep, it's good. It's good on them. I don't know what I'm still trying to. I have not touched writing words in about. I think, yeah, I have not written a word creatively in a while, so it's gonna be knocking off the rust today, or even just trying to get back in the groove. Ghostly been you've been working on a rom-com and a cosmic noir. Are you going full like David Lynch, like Twin Peaks here? Because that's kind of, I mean, I guess Twin Peaks it's got cosmic elements. It's more surreal, but definitely noir. That sounds cool as hell, Ghostly. Is the cosmic noir is not, I'm assuming not your not the Appalachian story. I'm assuming it's a different one. And what's the rom-com? Rom-com sounds cool. Not connected, just be bouncing. That's good. I need to set myself up with I need to set myself up with a few projects to bounce off of, I think. I just need to get my brain in that world again. No, it's a little side thing. Ooh. Well, that sounds exciting. Well, if it gets to the point, I'm very excited to read it. If it gets to the point where you end up sharing it. The cosmic noir is very Sinstantine inspired. I don't know what that is. I don't. Like Hellblazer, like John Constantine, like the the Marvel, or sorry, DC character. Yeah, I know John Constantine. Yeah, I used to read the shit out of those Hellblazer comics. Speaking of Keanu Reeves, cool. That sounds like a lot of fun, Ghostly. Does your main character like smoke 6 packs of cigarettes a day and wear a long yellow long green trench coat and just yell at God and the devil all the time? Because my favorite like Swamp Thing era John Constantine thing is where he's just like mad at everybody. So he's like picking fights with angels and like going to town with demon. It's very funny. It's very, very like peak John Constantine Hellblazer stuff, and he's like working with Swamp Thing all the time. It's good times. Or are you going? Well, I guess if you're going cosmic, you're probably not doing like demons and devils and angels and stuff, or maybe you are. I'm curious. Is it like John Constantine meets Cthulhu? No, he's actually just a delightful golden retriever that isn't all there. Wait, I'm sorry. Oh, Ghostly, you do really love your. Oh boy, he's nonchalance embodied. So wait, so is he just like Is he just like your character from the British guy from, is it Pretension Most Foul, where he's just completely he's a well-meaning, oblivious but very confident character who like doesn't know jack shit. You do not need to call me out here. No. Okay. But you said okay, nonchalance, but he's not all there upstairs. Okay, so okay, but he's a lovable but maybe slightly vapid character. Oh, he's unhinged. Okay. Unhinged is good. Well-meaning, It's interesting. Okay, unhinged but nonchalant. Okay. Now what I'm getting are like Van Helsing vibes from like Bram Stoker's Dracula, because that's kind of like he's nonchalant. He's also but he's like pretty brilliant, but he's definitely unhinged, and he's also like a good guy. He's not like a monster, but he does have like a bad time with social cues. If you've ever seen the Bram Stoker's Dracula, Anthony Hopkins' portrayal is wild, because he's kind of like that. He's like this, he's like a good, but he's also like a kind of an unhinged maniac, or like Willem Dafoe from Nosferatu. As far as my cosmic stuff goes, it's along the lane of this is a guy who just keeps seeing things no one else has ever taken the time to notice. Interesting. Okay. All right. It's cool. That's cool. Okay. Keep seeing. So like I'm assuming these are like he's like seeing through the cracks a little bit, or they're just things that like to him are in plain sight, but other people don't see or notice. For instance, when he was a kid, he watched a little girl go underwater at the pool and never come up. It was 3 feet deep. They never. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Interesting. You know what's very funny, Ghostly, is I don't know if this is so I actually had a short story that I was trying to convert into a movie along like God, maybe like 6 years ago. I abandoned the idea, but it opened with a sequence very similar to that. Not necessarily at the pool, but the whole like girl goes underwater and never comes back. It was about a kid. It was like the summer kid, and the kid like has like a crush on an older girl, and so she like takes him out to the lake, and she just walks into the lake and vanishes, and then the rest of the story picks up when that kid's an adult, and it was just this weird thing that happened, and they never found her again. That then like slowly becomes a thing later on. But that's cool. That's cool. That's very cool, Ghostly. That's it just reminded me of that, where I was like, because it's a really cool, creepy way to start a story. Sensei, wait, stop! No, it's fine. It's an old. Don't worry, it's fine. Like, I'm just saying, it reminds me of a thing I wrote. It's a thing I abandoned a long time ago. But if you're going along the same lines, that's badass. Keep rolling with it. It's cool. Yeah, I always just like that. I like seeing I'm a big fan of witnessing the inexplicable. I was just rewatching my favorite David Lynch film. I think it was like it was one of the nights where I couldn't sleep, and I was watching Lost Highway, and I think that was the movie that like really triggered me in terms of like wanting to see things that were just inexplicable and unexplained, and even if they never get explained, it's totally okay, because how the main character met his assistant was she came to him because she watched a man walk out in the ocean, and now she sees him everywhere. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Ghostly. I love that. That's badass. That's cool. I like that he's got an assistant and they're seeing essentially the inverse of what the other one. One is all revolved around vanishing into a body of water, and then one you never see them again, and the other one you see them everywhere. Very cool. See, that's a better idea. That's a great idea, Ghostly. That's how you build on a thing and make it interesting. Very cool. Big fan of that. That's exactly what I'm going for. Yeah, I'm I do it. I've noticed in my midpoints I tend to do it. You can see a little bit of that in Schism, because I don't 100% explain how it's possible that Madison actually like becomes physical. It's like implied, I guess, but I try to like leave that a little mysterious, and I actually do a similar thing in Blue Devils, where a main character just transforms into something else, and it's like wildly unexplained. I like the idea that there is a thing. And it sometimes you don't have to explain it. It's a thing that can just exist, and you can muse on the mystery of it. Because I find that more interesting to like dive into. You actually have to like really dig down and try to figure out, okay, why did this happen? And if there's just no answer in the broader narrative, I think it's like one of those things that gets you to lean in to the story a little bit. So big fan of that. I'm channeling my fear of water right here. That's very cool. For me, I think it was always just, I get the water, I've always found water to be, I think, where I've had some really strange experiences. So not necessarily a fear of water, but just a profound existential experience involving water. So yeah, good, Ghostly. Channel your fears, and in hopes of finding something. I mean, you're off to the races. I think those two characters alone are badass. So I would say roll with it. It's very cool. All right, we're gonna run ads. Ads are gonna be running, and then we're gonna dive into our first sprint. It'll just be 3 sprints today, while I try to at least get back in the groove of streaming. But hopefully next week we can pick back up to 4 sprints. All right. We're going to run ads. We'll be back, and then we'll dive on in and get the words. Wait. Where are we at? Bye-bye. Let's see. The main plot is the main character, Carlo, has a case where people on a tour witnessed a mouth open from a wall and swallow a member of the party. Okay. Oh, very cool. Okay. That's intense. The kicker is there's nothing on the cameras. Okay, naturally. Even in other rooms, the man was never on the tour to begin with. Interesting. So people witnessed a thing, but neither the man nor the actual wall itself are provable. It's great. It's a great opening to a mystery, Ghostly. I'm curious to see what you do. It's cool. It's very cool because you're kind of almost channeling like X-Files a little bit. It's got a little bit. I mean, that's the John Constantine thing a little bit too, but it's got a little bit of that. Like, I can see you turning this into a little bit of a procedural, which is very cool. Oh, thank you, Cryptid. Go relax, rest up, please, Cryptid, and I hope you feel better. So all these people saw the same thing, but this guy was never there. But this is a man who has friends and family. He was a person, supposedly. So he's like a person they remember. So he's a person they remember. But you don't. Interesting. But there's no. That is very like cool cosmic horror-y. That's it's giving me like King in Yellow vibes. Yeah, I mean it definitely lets you play with you can play with time in that way. You can get a little Doctor Who-y with that. Erased from time and space kind of stuff you can do. Yeah, there's some good stuff. Did you read the King in Yellow, Ghostly? Like the Chalmers story? Is why I cannot. Oh, really? Have you read that? I love The King in Yellow, the short story. I like it conceptually more than I liked. I watched a 3-hour YouTube synopsis. Yeah, it kind of who broke it down entirely. Oh, okay, the story. Yeah, it's even though it was written by Chalmers, it was incorporated a lot by Lovecraft, and then he ended up attributing it to like kind of his cosmic god pantheon, like Cthulhu and all that stuff, but with Hoster and the King in Yellow. I'm a big fan of I'm a big fan of it. It's the idea of a play that you go insane. Like some of the best Lovecraftian adaptive materials have used the King in Yellow and Carcosa. I could not comprehend. Well, it's a trip. It's wild. It's that's kind of the whole thing of it. It's essentially it's a thing that splits through time and space. That fragments of people, like you'll meet, like certain things only line up if you experience them backwards through time, and then obviously it takes you to Carcosa, the place, this sort of timeless place to present this play to the King in Yellow. But then that play itself is sort of fractaled out into reality. It's a trip. I need some grasp of sanity to write. How someone can write that is amazing to me. It's really out there. It's some of like the more cerebral writers that can do that. There's a Spanish writer who I really love named Borges. And he's a lot like that, where it's very I don't think I have a knack for it. I've tried this like very because it's very easy to like lose your place and have it all fall apart because it can get too convoluted, too confusing. It's very difficult. But yeah, Chalmers, Borges, there's a few authors who really are good at like that labyrinthine kind of, it like shouldn't make sense, but it does in a weird way. I would spiral. Lewis Carroll was actually like that too. The guy who wrote Alice in Wonderland. I mean, that's the famous thing about Jabberwocky, or the Jabberwock is that so much of it is made up language, even though you can understand it. It's like these sort of like cerebral linguistic exercises or conceptual exercises that writers are just tapped into that it's beyond me. It's a level of like type of writing and craft I don't think I could pull off. I think I would spiral and end up wearing tissue boxes on my feet. I think I might be in the same boat with you, Ghostly. Try as I might. There might be a day where I give it a shot. I've tried in the past. I wrote a Call of Cthulhu module, like an adventure, that tries to do my own thing with Carcosa and the King in Yellow and my own sort of like timey-wimey, wobbly bullshit to like really get really cerebral and meta with it. And it had to do with like 1920s Hollywood and the invention of like color for film and the idea of like I tried it. I don't think it really worked, but yeah. I think you could transcend someday. Someday I will transcend Ghostly. I don't know if I'll transcend in quite that way. Transcend into like some raccoon creature maybe, but all right. Ads are done. Let's dive in. Let's get some words done. I'm definitely going to be rusty. Hopefully the rest of you out there, the words treat you well. But let's get to it. Happy writing, everybody. And away we go. And I'll be switching up the tunes. All right, and that is the end of the sprint. Pencils down. Anyway, hope the sprint went well for you all. Moon Runes, welcome. It's great to see you. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I was like I was like, I think you might be the only person I've ever met who is doing competitive flirting, Ghostly. But I'm glad you're winning. That's like, it's Moon. It's like D&D when people are like, "Are you like when your parents would come in and be like, "Are you winning at D&D?" And you're like, "That's not how it works." like you personally winning. It's very strange. I did nothing but be cute the whole sprint. Time will spend. I was like, Ghostly, you're adorable all the time. You're adorable all the time. You're fine. Who makes the other more weak and then needs? It's just like for Ghostly, it's like a power play. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're cute all the time, Ghostly. Yeah, you're. Jesus, it's adorable. It is adorable. Yeah. Ghost is just like, I will win. I will own you at flirting. I'm glad you're winning. Oh, jeez. Well, good lord. Okay, well, getting there. Mostly just writing nonsense. That's how this works, right? I might have to get more water and more tea. Where are we at here? Oh, all right. I watched Superman, by the way. I don't know if I've ever ranted on stream about Superman, but I'm a big fan of Superman. I've always have been. One of my favorite comics is Superman comic. And I've been very sad about the state of Superman movies for the past decade, but it made me happy. This last Superman movie made me very happy. It was nice to have a good Superman movie again. Yeah, and it leans into the thing that I have always argued. I have always argued about. So one of my favorite comics is Grant Morrison's All-Star Superman, which you can tell they lean into a lot in the new movie. But like, there's a whole thing about kindness is punk rock, or being kind is punk rock. Just like a whole big thing about like one of my favorite punk rock movies, Fish Story. That's kind of the theme about it, like being kind is punk rock and all that kind of stuff. So I was very pleased with that, bringing back kind of the quiet grace of Superman, and also the struggle, the Boy Scout. I know I like, oh, look at everybody's like free. It's not that crazy, right? You felt joy. I feel joy. Ghostly. What? Remember how much I like Dune? I mean, those movies are about a tyrant, but I feel joy. You don't have to just. It's not like everything I do in life is just me being that grumpy. I'm not that grumpy. Dang, shooketh. It was good. It's a good movie. It was solid. And they yeah. If you ever want a great Superman comic, because lots of times Superman comics are like, people kind of shit on him because it's like, the point of Superman is not that he's stronger than everybody. That's like, if you're writing a Superman comic where that's the dramatic question, you have failed. But I highly recommend All-Star Superman by Grant Morrison. It's beautiful. It is like one of my favorite comics ever written. Sis, you like things that shatter your soul and break your heart. That is true. I do like that. That is a thing I like. A creative masochist. That's true. I like Ghibli movies. But though, like, I think Miyazaki is one of the best directors ever. Like, all Ghibli movies are like, I mean, they are made by like the biggest grump on the face of the earth. So there is that. He is literally one of the grumpiest people to ever have existed. He's also a shitposter too. But his movies are delightful. They're delightful. You know, like My Neighbor Totoro is incredible. It is one of the best movies ever made, and like it has no villain. There's no villain. There's no antagonist. The only antagonist could be like maybe the mom's cancer. Is kind of that. It's not even really clarified. It's just like kids' imagination. It's fucking. It's great. It's great. My favorite Ghibli movie, Porco Rosso. It's delightful. I watch that. That is like a I'm sick and I love that movie all the time. And that man is the most depressed man in the world. I mean, yes, okay. I did asterisk that was indeed the case. That he is kind of the most miserable man alive. That is true. I'm not gonna pretend like Miyazaki is not a miserable man. But yeah, even like Mononoke, yeah, it's like his movies don't have villains. They're really great. They're great because of that. They don't see people as antagonists and protagonists, just as people. They're delightful. I have one of the tree spirits from Princess Mononoke. That is badass, Moon Runes. Hell yes. Hell yes. I almost got a tattoo of Porco Rosso. One, because I would find it immediately funny, a mustache pig tattooed. As a dude who has this, but like Porco Rosso has literally the same mustache that I do. So I thought that would be very funny. I'm giving you a hard time, Sensei. I know you sometimes like happy things. Thank you, Ghostly. Thank you. Thank you. I am not that miserable. Just most of the time I'm that miserable. Most of the time I'm gonna bring and talk about movies and creative things that are that are great. I have to let you know, Ghostly, that the meme that you made of like a movie about trauma and the power of friendship and they're the same picture, I send that to people now because that might be the most accurate depiction of everything I have done creatively in my life, and I sent that to all my writer friends and filmmaking friends, and they were like yeah, that's 100% you. Which I was like, yeah, that's it's amazing. It still cracks me up. It is probably the most honest. If anything about me is ever going to be memeified, that is definitely that one might take the cake for all of it. I did tell them. I did not that it was like my Padawan. I didn't claim ownership, but I said like a young writer who is giving me notes on my script. I do not talk about you as though you are my Padawan. I talk about you as a fellow creative writer that is giving me notes. And also they thought it was funny that I was like, along with my notes, I got memes. And now they're jealous. Now, like, when they send their scripts off to, like, younger kids, I think I've created the expectation of... of like them getting memes about their movies. So you've set a standard, like an unrealistic standard that all the other Zoomer like fucking screenwriter kids are not going to be able to match. Because I was like my headphone just dead. There we go. Okay, now I can hear things. Hey man, I like to go above and beyond. you do that, yeah. But yes, I do. I like how Ghostly's judging me. I'm judging you by saying you are not a Padawan, but a fellow writer, like someone on equal like engaging with you, as though you are like an equal writer. You are a younger writer, but also on an equal playing field that we share and critique each other's work. That's how I think if I probably started saying I have a Padawan by her demand, they'd probably look at me weird and be like, "What the fuck? Why?" Sweet, cute, girly pop, but no. It's what? It's there's eh, eh, ah. I don't. You just let that. Just let. It's fine. It's fine. We can all just be writers. We can all just be writers together. We all learn from each other. That's how this works. Yeah. We're all learning from each other all the time. That you can say the child that showed up on your doorstep and forced you to teach it. Yeah, they would. Unlike you, I am not a communist. uh, they probably would understand that. They would understand that because that's a common trope in movies is like the reluctant teacher and the person's just like, you're gonna fucking teach me. It's like, man, wasn't that like the whole thing? All right, Moon Runes, it was delightful having you in. Yeah, go do your stuff. If you get words later this eve, good luck with your words. We'll catch you next time. That's what you are, you dusty bag. I am a dusty bag. All right, we're gonna run ads really quick, and then we'll dive into our next sprint. Run ads. Bye. Have a good night, Moon Runes. Take care. Reluctant teacher, I guess. Yeah, it's not. You don't need to. I don't have anything to teach you. I don't have anything to teach you people. You're all fine. You're clear. You're doing fine on your own. You don't need me. You are the reluctant teacher, and I am the rambunctious child who has come to learn. There's a little bit of that. That dynamic is definitely there. The imposed dynamic that I'm not wholly. Holy shit! The brick wall I'm talking to you right now goes crazy. Is this about the flirt, the flirting? I assume that you are. I'm assuming you were doing your winning at flirting, and the brick wall is not is not responding. The Delulu is thick tonight, folks. I'm assuming that is delusion. Delulu. Well, whatever. It's yeah. There's no delusion. Yeah, okay. I'm making sure. Delulu, Riz. They're these things. These are things. What is it? The fax? You got a fax? Wait. Well, how's it go? Lie, no facts. No, wait. Facts, no lies. Wait. Mad facts. Thank you. Mad facts, no printer. There we go. Thank you, Ghostly. That's true. A spicy senpai. Welcome in. Don't mind me. Welcome into being a fly on the wall. As that is a name. Spicy senpai is a hell of a name. Hell of a name. But welcome in. Welcome in. Don't mind us. We're just running ads right now while Ghostly is yelling at me. And also me watching me try to learn the fuck it lingo. I was doing well, okay? Like when I was writing the script for Schism, I thought I did pretty well. The fact that I only had one term that you called out, Ghostly, that was like too antiquated. I was like, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I don't think I'm gonna put Mad Facts No Printer in a script though. I don't know if I can do that. Well, actually, no. Mad Facts No Printer. I could probably put into a movie. The one I don't know if I could put Delulu in there. I don't know if I could do Delulu. We'll see. This is Wildlight. He's a screenwriter, an old man, and a capitalist pig, and a sensei. It's pretty accurate. It's an accurate description. It's very funny. It's also, I mean, you're ignoring, God Emperor, Worm Jesus, all the Dune homages. It is funny, it is funny we've turned it into capitalist pig, which works. I mean that tracks. But it's the inverse if you watch Poco Rosso, because Miyazaki is certainly not a capitalist, but he's homaging himself as a pig, as essentially this anti-fascist socialist pig, which I always think is very funny. But because we always say capitalist pig. I wonder if socialist pig was a term back in the day. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Because it's just interesting. He picked pig as a derogatory for the character. But. And also, I think Miyazaki was joking that he thinks he looks like a pig. Alright. Are we done? Are we done with ads? Okay, we're done with ads. Alright. We're going to dive in. It'll be our second sprint. And yeah, and good luck with the words, everybody, if you're writing. Hope the words treat you well. And Ghostly, I hope whatever you're working on is going well as well. Happy writing, everybody, and we'll see you on the other side. Oh, shit. Alrighty, there we are, everybody. This is the end of our second sprint. Alright, we're going to start the down timer. And there we go. I completely forgot to get water and tea, so now I'm very thirsty. So I'm going to definitely go get water and tea before we start the last sprint of the evening. Alright. But hopefully it was a moderately productive sprint, or at least restful in the case of Cryptid. I don't see why Ghostly had a problem with that tonight. No, I was essentially denying or severing Padawan Sensei dynamics by saying we're all teachers and students to each other. I was doing that usual bit, which Ghostly was very offended by. Twilight, you're flying with us. Oh, thank you. I mean, it's not really. I'm just spitballing ideas. This is going to be an interesting. This is an interesting experiment. It's going to be interesting to see if this actually this pans out the way I want it to. Because now, so the goal now is I'm trying to pivot to. I mean, I'm still going to be working on the broader, bigger screenplay ideas, but because like even my low budget scripts like Blue Devils, or even if I wanted to do like Dreaming and Vertigo as like a DIY very cheap punk rock thing, all those movies are still $500,000. You know, I maybe could get away, be very hard, but I could maybe get away with doing Blue Devils for like $250K. But it's expensive. They're like, at least in terms of the access to financing that I could even get, or even attempt to get. So now it's like, okay, so now I need to figure out what can I try to do that I can direct, that I can actually get back on set and direct, that's doable. And so I've got obviously the haunted house thing that I've been trying to do for the past 2 years. This other one is essentially short form, new media stuff. So it's going to be like YouTube, like designed for YouTube. Or like filming for like internet platform. But the way I'm trying to construct it is, interestingly enough, it's actually similar to what I was talking about earlier with Ghostly in terms of like complex, sort of timey-wimey, wacky, intellectual narrative storytelling, like Borges stuff, like labyrinthine, kind of meticulous structuring. But I had an idea that I was like, it's doable, it might work, and it's essentially an apartment complex, and each quote unquote episode is a single apartment. So you just go from each apartment, and it has its own contained story. And they're, you know, some of them can be spooky, some of them can be dramas, some of them can be mild comedies. But the subtext of, as we go through this story, what I'm trying to do is figure out a way to essentially be like this entire, everybody's lives in this apartment complex is fulfilling a cosmic ritual to essentially summon an eldritch god at the end of the world, and they don't know that they're a part of it. It's essentially me trying to make a movie that's a cosmic horror story that is invisible to both mostly the audience and the characters themselves as they're going about their day. But I'm really talking about capitalism. it's essentially, indirectly, we're all manufacturing our own demise without even realizing that we're doing it. And because you can do that, it's like tiny little bits of alienation or something like that. So that's what I'm trying to do. Now that's like kind of up its own ass in terms of like lofty ambitions. But what I'm trying to do is like start them with these very simple stories, and try to like design them either, even if it's not apparent in the narrative, like directorially, subtextually, based on power, what the like power dynamics between the characters or whatever. Like it's all the nitty gritty subconscious stuff that I'm trying to like slowly build a psychosphere almost that slowly erupts into this sort of ever like you're just, it's slowly pulling back the layers of like a horrifying realization that that this sort of it's like not just the people being alienated, but this like internalized form of self-violence that we can tend to do to ourselves, that's like slowly just taking part. Like, oh, it's summoning an eldritch god, and it might not even wind up being summoning an eldritch god. It might not even be that crazy. That might be an analogous thing. It might be something completely different. But anyway, um, so that's the concept. That's the initial concept that I'm trying to like suss out. The psychosphere. Yeah. Yeah. That's a just weird terminology. I think I found the title. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. That's a psychosphere would be an interesting one. It's definitely it's definitely like the kind of title that asks questions. Ghostly, I'm sorry I've melted. Uh-oh. Ghostly's been in like a flirting battle, and apparently it is um hey, I can curb stop an AI, bro, if I have to. Okay, Ghostly. Ghostly, just enjoy your time being melted. You're fine. You just enjoy do your thing. If you're gonna wage a flirting war, wage your flirting war. Just go, yeah. Enjoy it. You don't have to be. You don't. We're just chilling. It's rad as hell. I cannot wait to see what you make. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what comes of it. We'll see what comes of it. It's kind of as I start. I get Ghostly's tea in our own time. I'm, I'm sure. I mean, given all the scandals I've been hearing about, I imagine some of the tea will result in um, Ghostly waging certain wars. Um, oh, Cryptid, the development is hourly. Oh my god. Godspeed, Ghostly. Whatever you're up to, Godspeed. Um, but yeah, so I was just trying to figure that out. Right now, I'm just trying to come up with like generally some spooky ideas I've had in the past, and just like what each story could be, or like what the wrapper could be around it, because I kind of want them. I want the weird my secret goal here, structurally and design wise, um, is interesting, because if I try to make each like if I try to make like 8 or 9 of these and like have them be like 7 to 10 minutes each, yeah, technically a feature film if you put them all together. But could you have those types that fast of like subsequent narratives overlapping into like a tapestry? Could that work? It would be highly experimental, because structurally it's not designed like a feature film. It's structured like a episodic sort of drop thing, like what you would expect on like YouTube or one of those platforms. So, um, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I don't know. I need to actually make something. I need to actually like be able to get back and direct something. It's making me insane that I can't. Um, and so this is my attempt at trying to do that while working on other things. So, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be highly experimental. Yeah, yeah. But you need to make it compelling. You need to make it drop and be interesting and all that, and like hooking. I've never been particularly. I've definitely a lot of my early jobs involved me trying to direct for YouTube. A lot of it was like way back in the. I mean, this is back in like 2013, 2014, when everyone thought that the new big like web series were gonna be the big thing. But I do not, at least in terms of comedy, I did not have it. I did not have what it took to direct that. I mean, I was also young, and I mean, you never have any idea what you're doing, but I just I struggled very deeply, like the language and my approach to like visual storytelling is very difficult for me to be able to do something that is that quite like that tight, in terms of I don't want to say tight, but in terms of pacing, but like fast, like everything online moves at a very brisk pace, and a lot of movies do now too. They definitely cook, but yeah, just my understanding of cinematic language struggled with YouTube, um, and so I'm wary of that, and definitely I'm not doing comedy. I'm doing like horror, which is a little bit more my bag, but the sort of the language is different. The actual like visual, the way that you construct scenes, the way that you construct the visual language of the story that you're trying to tell, how you set up scares, how you're trying to set up tension, how you're trying to set up mood and tone and all that kind of stuff. It's a very different deal, and you're doing it in a very short amount of time. So it's interesting. It's challenging. It's definitely a thing I don't feel very. I don't feel very confident in a lot of the stuff that I've had to do directorially, but I'm definitely more confident, like in terms of my approach to narrative feature filmmaking than I am short content or short film feature stuff. So that's kind of the big overall. So okay, I'm gonna go. Oh, I need to run ads, so we're gonna run ads. And then we're going to dive in. It'll be our last sprint of the night. So we're going to go ahead and run some ads and then dive on in. You've come along. Let's see. How many weird masks we'll find there? I'm sure there will be plenty of weird masks, knowing me at this point. You've come a long way since then. Yeah, I do know I am definitely a much more experienced filmmaker than I was back in 2013. That's for sure. I'm definitely a lot wiser than I was in 2019 when I was making Sonia Green. I like to think I'll be a better filmmaker now. I learned a lot on that movie. Hey man, your movie won an award. Yeah. I think like a lot of things. Like a lot of the awards / praise I've gotten in my life. I tend to do well on concept and ambition, and generally struggle at execution. So this is about trying to get the execution down. All right, we're gonna flip over to sabotage. You're doing something right. I'd say I don't think I'm totally wrong. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Something is right, but it's about trying to really do better. Do better. Try, or at least just get executed to a point where you can actually like communicate your ideas. Damn right. There you go. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. There you go. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Ain't bad indeed. Okay. All right, we are running ads, so I'm gonna go get tea, and then we will dive on in. Oh. What's up? You're fine. You're fine. Ugh. Oh. Oh, you gotta scream at the water. Okay. All right. All right, we back? All right, we are back. Let us dive on in. All right. Ghostly better not. I mean, a little bit. I could do better. It's better. The only scene I will say that I think I nailed is the last scene in that movie. I think I nailed that scene. All right. Let's dive on in. Last sprint of the night. Happy writing, everybody. Or resting. And we will catch you on the other side. And away we go. Oh, there we go. All right. That is the end of the sprint. Liz, welcome in. It's the end of the night. We are ending stream, but I am super happy that you dropped in. I tried to catch you on Wednesday, but things were crazy. That's fine. It's also, I'm running shorter just to give myself time. Yeah, this weekend is going to be a chill, or try to chill. The last 3 weeks were nuts. I had more like work hours than I've had in like a condensed period of time in the last 3 weeks, while also dealing with like my cat. So it was a lot of like no sleep, craziness. Yeah, and I was also, because he needed to be monitored and I was with him, I was like editing on a laptop on the floor a bunch, so my body was really mad at me for like, sitting there for 12 hours just on a laptop hunched over. So yeah, I definitely did not. I definitely was was mean to myself. Yeah, oh, go sleep. You've had an exciting night. Of course, melt into a puddle. It's been wonderful. Yeah, we've missed you too. And the plan is at least 2 days next week. I'm going to try for Tuesday, Thursday, and doing full streams. That's the plan. Fingers crossed. And before I had, like, obviously the cat and the work, I also did the week-long run D&D for a bunch of kids, which was... They're very nice kids. It is very delightful. But that, like... And that happened all right before I, like, After that, I took Aang to the vet, like, 2 days after that happened, and that's when the whole heart failure craziness happened, so... Yay, let's go, love! Yeah. But he seems like he's doing okay, at least as okay as he can be. He's responding to meds good, so... Or responding to them well, so... He is doing well. But yeah, so it's been crazy. And I'm trying to get back in. I finished that last script. It actually, the more people like that. I had one friend of mine say it was the most marketable thing I've ever written. The ending is not marketable, but because it follows the slasher 90s Scream thing, so like structurally it follows that pretty closely, so I assume that's why they say that. It follows a very strict genre thing, so but like Scream or any of those 90s soundtrack movies, it would take a budget. It's not a cheap movie. It definitely would be a horror movie that would sit in the $30 million range instead of like a 4 to 10 or something like that. So I'm trying to like knock off the rust and get back into working on some things, trying to work on something I can actually direct. That's not going to cost a shitload of money. So that's where I'm at right now, because as we all know, there is no money. Independent film is pretty much dead. Unless you know some VCs. So it's kind of like you got to do it on your own. So that's what I'm doing. Yep. Yep. Yeah. It's like that. I had 2 more friends of mine who are very well established folks who are taking non-union work just to take work, and most of them are planning on leaving. So it is not good. The only benefit, the thing that I am leaning on, is like, that scene in like the Avengers movie where I think it's Hulk says, "That's my secret. I'm always angry." That's my cup is half full for once again weathering another like massive downturn and like deconstruction of the film. Is like, my secret is I've just always been poor. So I'm like I don't own a home, I don't have a mortgage, I don't have any of these things, so I'm like, I've always been poor, or I've always like not had a ton of money, so I guess I can wing it. I guess. So anyway, well, I need to go make dinner. I'm so glad. This has actually been a really nice stream back. It was very laid back. It was very chill. All my favorite people showed up, so this is great. Have fun at your thing tomorrow, at your 5K tomorrow, Liz, and then hopefully, now that things seem to have calmed down, I can come and crash, your party next time you stream. Um, since I have just not been anywhere near Twitch for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks now. Thank you. Welcome back to the interwebs. Thank you, and thank you everyone who came and did words with us. I appreciate it. It's been really nice being back. It has been. I missed it. I definitely missed it in the sleepless chaos that was the last 3-4 weeks of my life. But I will catch you all next time. Love you all. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to others. And we'll catch you next